Hey guys, forcing trades rarely works. Try this method instead. Stay tuned. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. All right, so forcing trades rarely works. So what do I mean by forcing trades? So forcing trades really is when you are so focused on the chart, you're trying your hardest to look for a trade. So that could be if you're scanning through charts and you like looking at each chart going, or you're trading one or two markets. The point is forcing a trade is when you are looking so intently at trying to find a trade idea pops into your head, and then you're justifying it. You're saying, oh yes, that makes perfect sense because of this level and that level or whatever else you're making a decision. And invariably, those trades are often not the best trades. Now, sure, on a single event, they may well be fine, a couple of trades, fine. But over the longer term, those trades, in my experience, and may well be in your experience too, guys, is that when you try to force things too much, that's when they're really substandard. And before we move on to how we can fix this, this also plays a part in your discipline and your mindset when you're in the trade. Because you force this too much and you've kind of pushed it through, if you like, and you've gone, okay, yes, this looks great, I've justified it. When you're in the trade, you can't trick your subconscious. Your subconscious is saying, you know what? It was all right, this trade, but it really kind of, it wasn't my initial reaction to it. It wasn't my greatest trade. I mean, yes, it's justified. There's lots of reasons for the trade, but we could give you the same amount of reasons for the other side of the trade as well. And then you have the internal conflict. So the internal conflict then moves and has a knock-on effect to operations, i.e. you start to close the position too early. You second guess the stop. You don't go in the size that you should. You do all the things operationally that are affected by your mind, and it ends up being, losing a proposition on the long term. However, if you flip it around and you say, okay, I'm going to give myself 10 seconds to see a trade. Now this time may be different, it might be 2 seconds, it might be 15 seconds, all very personal. So you literally bring up the chart you make your preliminary decision on, probably a daily chart for most of us, and then we go down to a lower time frame, or you've already got a bias on a daily chart and you're going down to a lower time frame to make a decision. So the trade, or the chart should I say, comes up on the screen, or you flick it up on the screen, and then within that 10 seconds you literally have an idea or you don't. So really what you're doing is you're relying on the idea to be so good that it just literally pops out the screen and punches you in the face. So instead of you trying to find it and go, well, actually this will be better, the very best trade ideas most often do exactly that. They're like straight away like, well, listen, if that continues on and retraces, I want to be in it. I just want to be in that. If that pulls back to there. And those are the ones that are generally the better trades. Now, this might not be the case for you, but I guess it probably is. If you've got some experience in the market, you've traded for a while, you probably know that the trades that really snap out of the screen at you and say, hey, trade me, this is the setup, are the ones that work a little bit more than the other ones where you're really trying to force them. So a way to do it is this. Let's say you've got a 10-second interval. You can bring your chart up for 10 seconds. If you spot something, then of course you're allowed an extension to write down some of the levels and stuff. If nothing comes straight away within 10 seconds or 5 seconds, I think it's probably better. 10 is probably quite long, but you need to use that bang, that literally, I can see the pattern. Yes, that's a great pattern. Or is that, as soon as you start questioning it, 5's gone. So 5's probably better actually in hindsight. So 5 seconds, going through it, and literally if there's no trade, you move on to the next chart in your globe, if you like, or global group of trades, a group of markets. So some people kind of say, okay, I want to trade that high market cap NASDAQ stock. Some people have a basket of currencies, whatever you're trading. So you're literally flicking through 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, and then you're taking the trades that spring to mind then. And that then harnesses the power of your intuition, harnesses the power of the best trades popping out at you. And what you're doing then is you're not forcing stuff. So the markets are not conducive. If there's no environment, if there's no decent setups happening, you're not then forcing trades just because you think you should trade. Because the best trades, the best markets, you see it on a daily. You're like, listen, that looks great. Looks like it's perfect for reversal if we get this. Then you start to form the idea in your mind. Other times you look at the daily and go, well, I don't know, could go higher, could go lower. And when it's that's when you don't want to be involved in it because you have no conviction. Whereas if you have a conviction that hits you straight away when you're in the trade, just like the flip side we said before, operationally it then becomes easier because you're confident in the trade. You have real conviction in the trade, so you hold the trade longer. You say, listen, it's going to go here because I felt that when it came out, it just popped out the screen at me, and it's just changing the way you look at stuff. So just try that. It's a kind of a way of, again, really harnessing a little bit more intuition and building on intuition. And the key thing is that it keeps you away from the markets where they're just not right, because the best trades will pop out at you, they will jump out at you. So if you allow all that to happen, and if you work with that, you'll probably find you end up taking less losing trades and more winning trades, which is what we all want, right? Take care, guys. See you next one. Bye bye.